morning, good morning, good morning. You are listening to the New Orleans Talk Network, and we are Church Without Walls. We come to you every Monday morning, 11 to 12 Central Standard Time. We are Church Without Walls. We're not a building. We just people that love God and love people and love our community. That's why the name of this show is Church Without Walls. Everyone is the church. God created us to do great things and wonderful things, and that's why we come to you every Monday morning to share the good news. Many of us go to our church house on Sundays, and our pastor always give us a great word, a great message, and we be motivated. We should take that out into the community and out into the streets and tell our sister brothers that God love us and we should love ourselves and we should love our brothers and sisters. And I say every Monday morning we come to you by YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And we ask that you would download us up on your app every Monday morning as we come to share some news. It could be good news, it could be bad news. But we come to share that with you every Monday morning. We want to say that we love you and we thank you for listening in. And we invite you to give us a call. We want to hear your opinion and see what need to be done in our community. I always say we provide a topic and you provide the conversation. 504-341-8255. Call us and let us know what you think about your community and what need to be done in our country and in our parish. And I just want to begin the show by doing a shout out to Wyona Watson, who listens to us every Monday morning, Pastor Don D. Dunn, BJ, Sheila, and so many others. Also, Mr. Brian Carter, businessman, electrician, air conditioning, great man of God and great man. He said he tuning in to us. And also another businessman, Brian Carter, he said also he's listening. So to anyone that is listening, to everyone, we want to thank you for tuning in. And this morning, we certainly feel somewhat sad for the family out in Kenner. I think it's 7, 8 people that are already blowed up, and so many is in the hospital. I think someone is still missing. So we certainly have that family in prayers, and everybody that going through. All of us are going through something, but we don't know everything that everybody going through with. But whatever it is, we believe that God would answer that prayer. Some of us need God for one thing, and some of us need Him for something else. Whatever it is, we believe that God will provide. Also this week, we had election out in Kenner and New Orleans. And I see Kenner elected, I think it was District 4. And I see they had election out there. And they elected a young man. I heard him say, on the interview that he didn't have any elected officials to really support him, but I think he called two or three maybe before that supported him. And that's go to show your hard work and dedication. Believe in yourself, believe in God, and all things is possible. And he made it happen. And so we congratulate him on his campaign. I want to say his name was Pagano, but I may be saying it wrong. But I just want to say congratulations to the winner out in Kenner for his success in his becoming the new person on the council. I also want to do a shout out to new people in New Orleans. They had council races, the mayor race, and congratulations to everyone that won. And want to congratulate Miss Charbonnet and also Miss Contreras. Now, history been made already. 2 women is in the runoff, so that's history by itself. And also, it's going to be history for the first time. I want to believe, I think this is the first time that in New Orleans would a lady going to be the mayor of the city for the first time. So history been made already. We just don't know the name, so we congratulate both of them. And we want to see them shine out on the stage. I heard both of them talk a little bit, so I'm hoping to see them debate. And I hear one of them say we want to keep it clean. So knowing women, you know, women is very unique and they have their way of doing something, but they're going to be interested to see who supported who. I hear one candidate say, I don't have a lot of elected officials supporting me, but she said I got God on my side. So I want to say God was with both of them. They just have to ask for his help. So congratulations to both of them. And I think in 30 days, we find out who's going to be the next mayor of New Orleans. So congratulations to everyone that have been successful in their candidate. And I would like for you to get in on the conversation this morning. The area code is 504-341-8255. And we're also on Facebook and YouTube, so call us. And we're gonna take a short break, and we'll be right back. Love you.
Join in on Mondays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. for Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry. There are no limitations or boundaries. We talk about life, and guess what? That includes you. So download the app today, New Orleans Talk Network, and subscribe on YouTube. That's every Monday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. New Orleans Talk Network, Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry.
Happy Merry Mondays. It's your girl, Mary J. I want you to tune in with me to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Then follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. It's going to be a Merry Monday every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned in to New Orleans Talk Network.
Hi, this is Jill Samuels with Faith That Works. Join us every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time and 12 noon on New Orleans Talk Network as we change the lives of people with the Word of God by equipping the body of Christ to evangelize the world while reconciling people back to God. Let us continue to carry the water to the desert because Jesus is the living water.
Stop this hauling water to the sea.
Hello, this is Dr. Glenda E. Williams.
This is Charles Stewart.
Dr. Anthony Williams.
And I want to encourage you to join Church Without Walls every Monday morning from 11 a.m. to 12 noon.
And we want to encourage you to promote God's plan and not man's plan.
Don't you dare miss it. Okay, we back. We are back. You are listening to the New Orleans Talk Network. And also, we are Church Without Walls. Your host, Charles Stewart, and the Reverend Dr. Anthony Williams. We have in the studio with us once again, the one and only great man of God, the Reverend Dr. Orin Grant. And many of y'all, I know y'all know him by now. He's the president of the Westside Minister Alliance. And we always so happy to have him. And this is about the third time he's been on the show. He come to bring us some good news about what the Westside Minister Alliance is doing. And the thing, and I like the part is what they gonna do. You know, and he is a man with a vision. He on with us today, and we want him to share with some of the things that the West Bank Alliance is doing, and as this show, this platform, we don't have a set way. Like our topic today is about our community, but we always, when we got news, we always let our guest express himself the way he see fit. The only thing we're trying to do at Church Without Walls is provide good quality information to our listening audience. So I'm going to say to him the way they said in church, come your own way, Doc.
Amen. Good morning. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Dr. Williams. Thank you, New Orleans Talk Network. It's good to be on again, and you all have had me for several times in the past, and we certainly thank God for this opportunity today. We are blessed to bring to you some great news. Our national president, Dr. Jerry Young, pastor of the New Hope Church in Jackson, Mississippi, the 18th president of the National Baptist Convention, USA Incorporated, the largest black African-American religious organization in the United States. We have a membership of 7.5 million. He's coming to the West Bank. It will be a historic moment. It's going to happen this Wednesday. We're going to be meeting at the St. Stephen Missionary Baptist Church, pastored by my friend and my brother, Reverend Norman N. Francis. St. Stephen is on L.B. Landry Boulevard in Algiers. That service is for 7 p.m. on this coming Wednesday, October 18th. The Westside Missionary Baptist Association is humbled and honored to host Dr. Young. This is a distinguished and a rare privilege and blessing, and we look forward to it. We've sent out messages all across this metro area, across the state, the nation, and people will come from all over. I've been getting phone calls, and people are excited to be there. Westside is a local association with a global focus, and we're happy to partner with these guys to get the message out about what we're doing, not only in our community, but in this state and beyond. And so I want to say personally and publicly, thank you.
Dr. Grant, you just hit a nerve with me when you say y'all body, y'all association, y'all got 7. How many people?
Our national convention.
Yeah.
7.5 million people.
7.5 million people. You know, like, that's unbelievable power. And I'm sitting here, I said, Lord, how could I get with them? If I just could get like the 10% to support me in my dream, in my vision, man, what could I do, And Dr. Grant, y'all have some extraordinary power. And I know you, as, in leadership, I know you going to look into it, but we pray that y'all will make a difference in people's lives. Correct now, Dr. Grant, the community, the people in the state and in this country need y'all to step out because my opinion, and I'm only speaking on my opinion only, and I try to tell people this is me, my thinking, this what in my spirit to say that. It's every time that we need people of God to step out, we need y'all right now to speak up because the country is always have been divided, but it done showed itself how much is divided. But it's been like this, but they got so many cable news, so many different radio stations, television stations, everything on the internet. So everything been exposed with people that used to be Klansmen. They had sheets over their head. Now they wearing three-piece suits. They don't hide no more. Everything is coming to focus. So we need, as people of God, need to come together. Our leaders need to help us, give us some direction, and I think God will take care of the rest.
We do need leaders who are willing to stand and not compromise. We need leaders who will corral the people together for prayer because there's power in prayer. And it's not just the prayer, but the person who we are praying to. Right. When we pray, God intervenes. And the Bible tells us that the effectual, fervent prayer of righteous people avails much. And certainly God has left us here, the Lord Jesus Christ, as his church to be the salt of the earth and the light of the world. And so Christian leaders and Christian people ought to be change agents. We ought to be influencing the world for righteousness. And if we ever needed the Lord before, we sure do need him now. And every leader ought to point his people in the right direction, to have them to be the Christian that God has called them to be, and to be the good and productive citizens that they ought to be as citizens of these United States of America. And so it's time, as we see what's going on in our nation, to come together. The Bible says how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
That's so true, Dr. Grant. Dr. Grant, back to the convention. How many days? That's a one-day event. I mean, it's a weekly day. I mean, what is the? I know y'all bringing
national president
in. But that's a one-day event, a 2 days event, or what?
It's a one-day event. It's a Wednesday night worship. It's a night of worship with our president, Dr. Jerry Young. It is an event that will be blessed by God. I've been praying. We have a committee working and making preparations. Dr. Melvin Cezino, past president, pastor of St. Joseph Baptist Church, along with some others, have done some groundwork. And we are excited about this one night that the president will be on the West Bank with Westside and with all of the other pastors and presidents and moderators and local associations. All are invited. It is an ecclesiastical, ecumenical, and evangelical event. It is not restricted to a certain denomination. We are coming together for worship, and we're believing God to do something special in that worship.
Okay, now, what is? I guess what I'm kind of said, Dr. Grant here. I know it's gonna be a great occasion anytime you bring your president in, and I know just a handful of members from each church going to. I know the occasion gonna be an overwhelming success. But now, what after that's over with? What is the direction that Westside the direction they be going into meeting our community is, I know y'all guys done a lot of great things. There's so many things that y'all do that we don't know. We can't say y'all ain't done it because we don't know what y'all doing. But what is some of the things that Westside involving to help our community?
I'm glad you brought it up. I'm really, at this time, I'm worried and concerned to a great degree about what's going on in our communities in light of crime, in light of unemployment, in light of education. My heart goes out to the family of the slain officer on last week, Marcus McNeil, been with the NOPD for 3 years and was, killed in the line of duty. And, I'm just calling on leaders in our communities to take back their communities and encourage people to work and to be a good citizen and productive people. We're also concerned about our rights. And one of our rights that we are advocating, that we take advantage of is our voting rights. Many of our ancestors have died that we might have this right. And right now, people seem as if they have lost hope, and they think that their vote don't count, but your vote does count. They're saying that I can't make a difference. That's not true. You can be a difference. There was a council race in New Orleans this past Saturday, and one of the persons lost by 20 votes rather. Do you not know that there was at least 121 people who could have went out and voted for her and swung that race, in her favor. And the thing is, it was a low voter turnout. And we have to begin to prioritize and take out 30 minutes out of our time and just go vote. And, we have to, vote because politicians and elected officials look at who vote, and then they look at who voted for them, upon winning, and then they determine how they're going to deal with your community. So when you vote, you're standing up for your community.
You're so right.
So, Reverend Grant, in the giving knowledge to the people about their voters' right and whatnot, what can the ministers do in their churches to prepare the people for the elections that are coming up, as far as giving them knowledge of what a person have done and what they have not done?
I'm not just a church leader, but I am a community leader. And I pastor St. Paul, my home church, been there for 17 years, a great church in Gretna, McDonoghville, and an active and involved church in the community. I'm about educating my people in light of the issues. I'm about educating my people in light of voters' right. I'm an advocate of educating my people about certain candidates. And so I believe that pastors ought to take the forefront and the lead and, getting their people educated. And people ought to have a healthy concern about who they are voting for or who they should vote for. Just like in Jefferson Parish, we didn't have too much on the ballot, but the state treasurer's race. And we had several people in that race. I believe we had about 4 Republicans, 1 Democrat. The Democrat is Mr. Derek Edwards, and praise God, he's in the runoff. But now our state is a red state, a Republican state. And I want to say this here to our state. We need to vote and vote right. Too many times we vote along partisan, lines. We need to be bipartisan. Sometimes we need to just vote for the right person for the job. Sometimes the person in your party may not be the right person for the job. And so we just need to vote our conscience and vote our values and vote for the right person for the job. And so, but there were 5 amendments on the ballot as well.
Correct.
And see, a lot of folk don't know about the amendments, and a lot of folk depend on their pastor and others who are involved to educate them about the amendments. And a lot of times things get passed and, the wool is pulled over your eyes and go right by you because you don't know what's going on. Right. And so that's why we not only need people, with their antennas up during election time, but we need to go to council meetings. We need to frequent City Hall so that we can know what's going on. We need to have political liaisons. Hello, somebody, who are, there representing us, lobbyists for our concerns and for our, purposes and plans that we have in our communities.
Right.
Well, some of the things that you have to be cognizant of the fact is that your council meeting is basically held at 10 o'clock in the morning. 10 o'clock in the morning, you're not going to get many black folks to leave their job to talking about going to a council meeting. So, if it's at all possible, maybe we can come up with some kind of forum that will convince the constituents, the senators, and to hold a meeting in the evening rather than at the morning time, because it's hard to get people out for 10 o'clock meeting at a council meeting. And that's where most of the things are passed at that council meeting. And there are things that have been passed that we don't have no knowledge of until it happens to us in the community. And when it happens to us in the community, that's when we find out that there's a law that forbids us from doing such and such a thing. So, and as you spoke with the amendments too, if pastors would, get access to those amendments and study them, and if they don't truly understand them, get with some of the senators and whatnot and have them to explain why they have that amendment, why they having that millage or whatnot. Then you'd be able to go out and vote on those things and make a good decision. But most of the people who go to the polls and vote on those amendments and those millages, they go in there with one mind to vote for the person that they're going to vote for, and then they just press buttons. Mm-hmm. So that means that you're not casting a good vote to bring that into a law or make it an effect. So we need to educate our people on what those amendments are and what those millages are.
And let me say this here also. Sometimes when it's time to vote, it's too late to make a difference because everything has already been decided. Right. So that's why you have to be involved in meetings and be a part of committees and on these boards. A lot of things go on in certain communities, and the people of the community don't know anything about it. Mm-hmm. They'll begin to see construction and, activity, and then they'll ask each other, well, what's going on there? What's going on here? What they're putting up. And, you have council members and people who's supposed to represent you, making decisions, and then half of the decisions you're not aware of. And I've seen a trend, and I'm not picking on nobody, but in black communities, things that go up like storage facilities in front of neighborhoods. That don't happen in certain neighborhoods. In certain neighborhoods, there are schools, and, kept up playgrounds. And a lot of stuff to do after school and activities, family-oriented stuff. And so we in minority communities need to begin to hold our elected and public officials accountable and to organize and to mobilize and to have, committees and people who represent us, and to say that if this is something that you are trying to put up or advocate, we're not for that. And you have to take a stand in your community. And let me say this here, as a person, as a pastor, and as a president, I don't want a relationship with elected officials where you just see me during election time. Right. I want an open door policy. Yeah. Don't just play me to the side. Mm-hmm. If you're going to engage me, it needs to be a consistent and regular relationship.
I agree so much with you, Reverend Grant, and we're going to take another break. But after the break, Dr. Grant, we want to talk about a vision that the black community, I think, should have. And we want to talk about what we should do to put to make those necessary steps to put together a vision for the black community, because the Bible tells us, and I know both of y'all can straighten me out on this here and say, well, there's no vision, the people perish.
Oh, yeah.
And we need a vision if it was ever any time that we need a vision, we need it now, because our people are perished. So anytime in New Orleans, the young people are even voted, that's sad. And we're going to talk about that after the break, about a vision for God's people. We'll be back. And don't forget to call us, 504-341-8255. Get in on the conversation. You are listening to Church Without Walls.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Are you looking for a home to live stream your next event? Give us a call here at Bethesda Community Event Center, the only place on the Gulf Coast that can host and broadcast live your wedding reception, your baby shower, business seminar, and any other special event. Give us a call at 504-708-9454 for more details.
Join in on Mondays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. for Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry. There are no limitations or boundaries. We talk about life, and guess what? That includes you. So download the app today, New Orleans Talk Network, and subscribe on YouTube. That's every Monday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. New Orleans Talk Network, Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry.
Happy Merry Mondays. It's your girl, Mary J. I want you to tune in with me to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Then follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. It's going to be a Merry Monday every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned into New Orleans Talk Network.
What is New Orleans Talk Network? It's today's hottest topics with an added flair. You get ready, because the conversation will be hot, and better yet, mobile. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app, available on Android, iPhone, iPad, and you can listen to us on the web at www.NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Write down our talk line at 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255. Interactive and worldwide. That's what we are. Join in on the real conversation and tell a friend about the New Orleans Talk Network.
We are back. You are listening to Church Without Walls. We're on the New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning, 11 to 12 Central Standard Time. I'm your host, Charles Stewart, also Reverend Dr. Anthony Williams. Our studio guest is no other than special man of God, Reverend Grant, president of Westside. And we so happy to have him, and he always come. He don't duck away from no question. Whatever you ask him, he give it to you the way it's said, and that's kind of where I am. I I ask God to get to me. Every now and then I might put on my phone something I want to talk about, but for whatever reason, God always get to me in a different direction. That, to ask to talk about this. What I was saying before the break, we want to talk about a vision. And I believe, Reverend Grant and Dr. William, I believe that the black community, let's be specific, the African American, we need a vision. And let me tell y'all something. If you watch the news very, very close, it's always focused on us. I mean, don't care what it is when it comes to discrimination. You don't see the Vietnamese, Chinese, Mexican, nobody in the news but us. Now, they may come with immigration, but they ain't finna deport nobody because they have to close all the hotels down. That ain't finna happen. They need them in the work. But hear what I'm talking about, Dr. Grant, is that the black community, I think that what happened is that the news distract us from having positive things to do. We need to set our own agenda. Like, Dr. Grant, like, I don't know, I can't take it out of my head. When you say y'all got 7,000 members, 7,000 members, Doc, y'all can move the world if y'all body came together. And if y'all, any president, any congressman would beg to come sit down and talk to y'all. If the organization unite, all the members came together. Because every pastor, most of them got 200-300 members, so you multiply that times 7, what that is. That's million on top of million people. And what I believe, Reverend Grant, that we need to put together an agenda for the black community. Look at it, Dr. Grant. I think in the African American community, we spend over $1 billion just on accessory. Think about that. $1 billion just on that. Just like in New Orleans alone, there was a survey, this been years ago, that the black community spend $300 million a week in New Orleans on buying goods and, whatever we buy, clothes and all that. And we don't own none of them buildings on Canal Street. Something wrong with that picture. We need to stop and ask ourselves a question. And Reverend Grant, before you answer this, I want to get this in also. It's like the football player taking a knee. That one of the biggest gimmicks I've seen in my whole life, Dr. Grant. Here, this young man took a knee, and the president of the United States said everybody, the owner should fire everybody. It wasn't even about no flag. That wasn't about no flag. That was about equality. Police misuse the people, but they took the narrative away from the thing. Now, I told friends, and some people disagree with me, I said, if back in the old days, some of the guys that I come up with, I'm talking about in the late 70s and 80s, if we were 75% of the National Football League, everybody said, we ain't going to play Sunday, so y'all go ahead on and do what y'all want to do. But, they got some of them guys got the $1 million home. They scared to say anything, but the point that I'm making, Dr. Grant, that if those 75% of them football players said, we ain't going to play on Sunday, that would shut down a multi-million, the National Football League is make more money than any organization in the United States. They could literally shut it down because they did before when they went on strike. And Dr. Grant, them people not going to spend a lot of money to see a dentist, a doctor, and a bookkeeper play football. They need them thugs to play football, catch it with one hand and all that. So we need a general, Dr. Grant. So I know we can't do this overnight, but I'm offering you the man to start this thing in Jefferson Parish, that we come together as one. We come together as one. They got a sheriff race coming up. They putting up sign already. Who gonna make the difference in that race? The black community. But the sheriff, we like you said, we get some chicken, donuts, and rally and feel good. And but the sheriff, the person who's gonna be the sheriff, the next year, we should be sitting down and say, we vote for you. Who gonna be sitting next to you in the decision-making room when y'all baking the pie and the cake? We don't want no, say we got a deputy in the, on the police, but we want somebody sitting next to you, man. It's worth that to us. So, Doc, I'll give it up to you.
I think as far as a vision in black communities, I need to go back to the civil rights movement where people like Rosa Parks had the courage to take a stand by sitting down. Then you had people like Dr. King with the boycotts. And we need leaders today who are courageous, leaders who are convicted, leaders who are compassionate, leaders who are competent, and leaders, last but not least, who are Christ-like. And great change oftentimes comes out of great revolts and rebellion, such as the Boston Tea Party, or refusing to give up your seat. And so, me personally, as a leader, I'm willing to take risks for what I believe in.
Amen.
I don't throw bricks and hide my hand. I'm not one of these leaders who are in the shadows.
I like
and,
that,
you know,
I like that,
when
Doc.
you,
I love it.
I don't take sides. I take a stand. And sometimes you can get trouble from without, but when you want to lead the way I'm called to lead, you can sometimes get trouble from within. And so, but I'm willing to take those risks to make a difference with one person, or however many people, because I know this is what I'm called to. As the pastor of St. Paul, I'm called to pastor that church. I've been appointed by God, and I'm called to give leadership to the Westside Association. I'm not there just to sit there to have some type of status quo position, but I really know deep down in my heart that God has called me for this season. And one of the things that I'm focused on is not being sidetracked by the sideshow. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Please say that. Please
I'm not
say
going to
that.
be sidetracked by the sideshow.
Whole America being sidetracked.
And, you know, today we have what we call the delusion of inclusion. And we need leaders, now hear me and hear me good. We need leaders who are more concerned about not just themselves and their little clique, but the whole community.
That's right, Doc.
Freely receive, freely give.
Yeah.
And so we need people with that type of spirit giving leadership in our communities who are willing to lay it on the line and step out and say what's true and to stand up for what is right.
No, you're so right, Doc.
When you start talking about a vision, God has given many men vision in the Bible. You don't get a vision until it's your season. You're going to get your vision within your season. But you got to have a vision that stand out and that you're able to stand upon, and that stand upon God's word. Ministers in the church right now are more concerned, many of them, more concerned with fleecing the sheep rather than feeding the sheep. And when I say that is that they're more concerned about people bringing money into the church to support the church and to support them and what they're doing rather than giving them the word of God who can help them to see where they're traveling wrong and lead them in the right direction.
And let me jump in before we get too far. To do ministry, you need money. Churches have responsibilities. Now, as a pastor and even a president, I'm not motivated by money. I'm going back to what I said just a minute ago. I'm called. But here it is. When you take care of God's business, God will take care of your business. And, you know, there are scriptures that, you know, give, support to churches supporting their pastors. So
Right.
we want to say that with balance. But there are charlatans out there. I'm not a charlatan. Can't speak for nobody else. But I'm not a charlatan. And God will take care of you. He'll supply all of your needs. And so we need leaders who are leading because they are called. They're leading because they have a vision given to them by God.
Right.
And I'm gonna say this: we have too many people who are playing it safe.
There you go. There you go.
They're
There
playing
you
it
go.
safe.
There you
I'm
go.
just being honest. They're playing it safe.
Okay. We're going to have to take our last break. But you are listening to Church Without Walls. Charles Stewart and Dr. Anthony Williams, and our studio guest is Dr. Grant. And the Westside is in the studio today. So you want to get in on the call, your last opportunity, 504-341-8255. Be right back.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
Join in on Mondays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. for Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry. There are no limitations or boundaries. We talk about life, and guess what? That includes you. So download the app today, New Orleans Talk Network, and subscribe on YouTube. That's every Monday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. New Orleans Talk Network, Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry.
Happy Merry Mondays. It's your girl, Mary J. I want you to tune in with me to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Then follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. It's going to be a Merry Monday every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned in to New Orleans Talk Network.
On the talk show, when I say something, I say what I say.
We are back. You are listening to Church Without Walls on the New Orleans Talk Network, your community station. And we love y'all, and we're so happy to have y'all. And before we get too far, we ain't got them. We got about 10 minutes left. So we want our Dr. Grant to talk more about Wednesday night, because that's very important to Jefferson Parish and this city to bring such a group of people together and have the national president to come in and speak to the people on the West Bank. And Dr. Grant, you want to tell our listeners more about the program?
The Westside Missionary Baptist Association cordially invites the public to attend a night of worship with Dr. Jerry Young, the 18th president of the historic National Baptist Convention, USA Incorporated. A special invitation is given to the president, cabinet, board of directors, and delegates of the Louisiana Missionary Baptist State Convention, local district associations, public officials, and business and civic leaders. This ecclesiastical, ecumenical, and evangelical event takes place on this coming Wednesday, October 18th, for 7 p.m. at St. Stephen Missionary Baptist Church in Algiers, 1738 L.B. Landry Boulevard. Reverend Norman N. Francis is the host pastor. The Westside Missionary Baptist Association is humbled and honored to host Dr. Young, whose vision for the National Convention is envisioning the future exceptionally. And we're going to partner with our national president, and we're envisioning the future exceptionally, not only nationally, but for Westside, that's locally, and for our state. We're about God's business, and we're excited about serving him.
And I see Dr. Grant there in the Bible tell us that charity begin at home, so you taking care of home.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Although, you were the national organization and you looking out for the people of West Bank. And we look at the future. I mean, we having conversation. I mean, we have a dialogue going now about helping our community. And that's why Reverend William and myself, we gave an open invitation to Reverend Grant to come back anytime that he has something that he want to share with the community. We give him an open invitation. And we want a partnership. Reverend William and myself, we want a partnership with you, Dr. Grant, with whatever you're trying to do, whatever we can help. And, and long as always, like Joan always said, well, as long as it's it won't get me in no trouble, won't get me put in jail, I'm down with it. And he said, most of all, as long as it's edified God. So I think that if we take care of God's business, he's going to take care of Dr. William, Reverend Grant, and myself included. He's going to take care of me too. So we look in the future that, Dr. Grant, that we can partnership with whatever your dream is. And we'll pray, Dr. William, myself, whatever we're trying to do, we hope that you would help us out. And if we would put that together, we're going to be able to help our brothers and sisters. Like, we can't help everybody, but if we just help 2 or 3, that 2 or 3 will help for that 2 or 3. And so we can keep on dialoguing with each other, that we can make great things happen in Jefferson Parish, Dr. Grant. And many of y'all know what Greater St. Stephen at. It's up under the bridge, I believe, right? A lot of y'all done been to Mardi Gras World, back up in there. And I know it's going to be a great time. I'm certainly, I would like to be there. I know it's going to be a lot of people be there. And I know Reverend William, he a pastor, and he can get a seat. Him and Reverend, they look out for each other on that. So I'm not a reverend, so Dr. Grant, I mean, you kind of like ease me now. But if I walk with the preacher, nobody wouldn't know no better than nobody to tell him.
Well, look, let me say this here. Look, if you have to have my seat, you can have my seat. Oh, I like that. You made me laugh. Let me say this here. You guys have been marvelous, and whether you know it or not, you're already partnering with me, and I'm partnering with you because I'm gracious and grateful in light of this medium of marketing and communicating. And this is one of the things that I bring to the table in light of getting the message out for Christ through our association, using social media and technology.
Okay.
And I'm praying that God would favor you all and this show, and that I will continue to work alongside of you all and educating our community.
Yep.
And I thank you for that.
Okay, and again, listening audience, I don't know if y'all can see this on Facebook, but this one of the cards that Dr. Grant had put out. Dr. Young going to be at Greater St. Stephen this coming Wednesday.
St. Stephen.
Yeah. St. Stephen.
Yeah.
and you better try to get there and get you a seat. He gave me an invitation, so I would have a seat there. I wouldn't want this seat, though. I wouldn't dare to want your seat, Dr. Grant. But anyway, I know it's going to be a great occasion. Dr. Francis is the host pastor there.
Yes,
so y'all get ready for that time. It's come at your Rev.
With the president coming, I'll be, dressed appropriately in a suit. And we want people who can dress appropriately to dress appropriately, but there are no restrictions.
Okay.
Just come on out and worship the Lord.
Okay, and Dr. William, have anything to talk to before we end the show?
One of the things that we want to focus on is there are young men who have been in prison, and when they come out, they feel to realize that they can still be qualified to vote.
Okay.
But there are some changes that they don't have to go through, and that's being on their probation or whatnot. Okay. You can't be a convicted felon and vote. Okay. But once you've gotten off of your probation, I think there's still methods that you can use to become a legal voter.
Well, we're going to have a show on that, Dr. William, in the future. Yes. We're going to talk about that. And you have something to say, Dr. Grant?
God bless you all. We're lifting you in prayer. We thank God for this group here, Charles and Dr. Williams. And come by and see us on Wednesday night. It promises to be something special.
Y'all hear it from his mouth. And I've been, until I've been proven wrong, I'm going to believe what you said.
Bless you, man. Bless you.
And I would like to thank again, one quick correction is Wayne Carter. I said Brian Carter, but actually it's a Wayne Carter and a Brian Carter, both of them friends of mine. But I think one of them may have got his name mixed up, but Wayne Carter, I think it's AC Electric and AC Company. But anyway, we have, for all the listening, we love y'all, we love you. And we always ask you to govern yourself according to what you hear today. And we always leave the show by saying no such thing as being half dead. If you're dead, you're done. We love y'all.